Hey stars, I'm back. Shot a star. I'm actually feeling like Sharis again. Um, Listen, for the past 2 weeks, like I said in my previous video, on New Year's Eve, after going out, I just got attacked. My body got attacked by the flu, which I didn't know was the flu at the time, didn't know what it was, didn't know if it was COVID, didn't know if it was RSV, because there are so many things. And leading into that, people, for those of you that are home right now suffering with the flu or COVID or a stomach virus, please take the time and go see a doctor. And I say that because there's so many different things going on right now with it being flu season. Like I said, it could be the flu, it can be RSV, it can be COVID 19, it can be a really bad common cold. So go that way because you're treating yourself over the counter with things that may not have anything to do with what you have. And if you have some type of virus, cough medicine and over the counter things are really not going to do well for you. Okay. And leading into that, New Jersey is announcing today that respiratory viruses are surging in New Jersey. What they're saying is the annual winter respiratory virus season is back with a vengeance. The New Jersey medical centers are seeing a significant increase in patients suffering from the flu, RSV, and COVID 19. New Jersey ranked among the states with the highest flu activities at this present time, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So I'm just telling you guys, if you are not feeling well, this is going on all over. I even read a report that New York hospitals are filling up with people with the flu and RSV and COVID and things like that. And I feel like the news, they're hitting it a little bit, but again, no one wants it to go back to what we experienced with COVID 19. So they don't want to scare people, I guess. But this stomach virus, flu, RSV, COVID 19 is a lot going on, people. So if you can, please get it checked out. That way you know what you're fighting against. Actually, again, I went into the hospital on New Year's Day. And as of yesterday, the 14th, was the first time I started to actually feel like myself again. Um, yeah, so that's from the 1st to the 14th. That's 2 weeks, people. And people are stating and reporting that this is not just your common cold. This is not your regular flu for 3 to 4 days. It's taking you down for like a week or two. So, nevertheless, we're going to move on to the California, LA wildfires. Well, the death toll has now rose to 25, I believe. And our hearts go out to people that are suffering from losing everything. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how wealthy you may be, whatever. Remember, losing everything is losing everything. And people are, because of the area, and they hear Malibu or PCH, which is the Pacific Coast Highway. Sure, you have to have a lot of money to live in those particular areas, but they are not the only areas that's being affected. You have multiple wildfires going on. At one point, it was 6 or 7 different fires at one time, and just allegedly, some of the places that this fire is reaching, it has never reached before. And what I find weird, people, is after researching and hearing different stories, just 3 months before these fires started, because I believe these fires started on the 7th, and California has wildfires every year, but this particular 6 or 7 at one time in different places can be a lot for any city. But what they're also finding is arsonists. They've arrested, if I'm not mistaken, they have 2 new arson arrests, separate incidents. And I saw a video of someone being arrested for walking through The people in the area were trying to save their homes, and this guy is walking through with a blowtorch. And it's just weird that some of these fires are where they are. But okay, allegedly, some of these fires are being started by arsonists, period. I've known of 3 arrests. I heard of one, and now that there's 2 new ones. So it's happening, people. We can say, oh, it's happening. And like I say to you all the time, mental illness, it's real. It's really real. Um, what I would say is, I've also heard reports allegedly that insurance companies just 90 days ago, before the fire started, canceled fire insurance for a lot of these areas that are now being affected. And I heard a story of, it wasn't people that made a decision, it was a computer that made a decision, meaning the computer goes over to the logistics of where the fire went last year. Every year they have them, so how far it came. And this particular year, the computer kicked out that it was too much of a burden and too much of a chance that these certain places can be on fire. And so they canceled the fire insurance. So a lot of these homes don't have fire insurance. So when they say lose everything, you mean lose everything. I also heard that they were saying that people that lost their homes that have a mortgage, which I don't understand, because here in New Jersey and New York, when you own property, you have to have insurance, because even though you own it, actually the bank owns it. So they want to cover their investment pretty much. So I don't understand. So a lot of these homes must have been paid for by the wealthy, of course, but to lose it all, um, I heard that it's just sad. And like I said, it's not just wealthy people. I want to give a shout out to Halle Berry. She emptied out her closet. She took everything that was in her closet and donated it to people that need it. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting some of the names, but it was Sharon Stone, if I'm not mistaken, and Halle Berry and a few others. But right now, people are kicking in and they're trying to do what they can. But again, um, our hearts go out to whomever is affected by this. Okay, so let's move to something really good. So over this past holiday, you know how you have the gift exchanges, and even, which has been smarter, I know that 10 years ago, you would try to buy everybody in the house a gift, which can be troublesome depending on the household that you live in and what your expectations may really be. So I remember maybe uh, 8, 9, 10 years ago, my core friend group and family group, we started drawing names where we didn't have to buy everybody a gift. Who you drew the name is who you brought the gift for. And it made it easy on everybody and everybody's pockets, I'm sure. Um, so with this being said, apparently this family in Indiana on Christmas, they exchange gifts. Somehow you can exchange gifts and then you can trade them for something else you want. We used to do that in the office when we celebrated. And apparently this family exchanged gifts, and the daughter had a flashlight. The father had a lottery ticket, and he was like, well, I'll probably get more use out of the flashlight. So he exchanges the lottery ticket to his daughter, and she gives him the flashlight. Well, she scratches off the ticket, and she believes at the time she won $50,000. So she logs into the website, and then I guess you have to scan the ticket in and stuff, only for her to find out that she won $500,000 from the lottery ticket. Now, apparently, the dad, he's the one that put the lottery ticket up. So that's why I guess he didn't want to get stuck with it. But a cousin had actually bought the lottery ticket for him to put into the grab bag. Like, how you forget, like, yo, I forgot to get a lottery ticket. And somebody, my cousin Sean, would say, oh, I'll pick it up and bring it to you, boom. And that's how it went. So cousin brought it, gave it to the dad for him to give it into the gift exchange. And his daughter wound up getting the $500,000 lottery ticket. And she states that she's going to buy a car and that she's going to pay off her debt and that she's going to give some money to the cousin and to the father that, the lottery ticket came upon. So hopefully she'll look out for her family and do the right thing. I also remember some stories back. I had told you guys about how Saks Fifth Avenue wanted to acquire Neiman Marcus, and it has been done. It's almost done, but pretty much $2.65 billion. Now, Saks Fifth Avenue now owns Neiman Marcus, Bergdorf Goodman, Saks off Fifth. So it's all under one umbrella. Well, I say all that is a lot of different companies are starting to do that, meaning now we're going to go to car companies. Now, you know how we have always had a choice of a Toyota, a Honda, a Nissan, a Mercedes, a BMW, a Jaguar. You always had a choice. But what's happening, just like the department stores, the car companies are merging now. So now Nissan and Honda are announcing a merger to become the third largest automaker in the world. So before, I didn't like Nissan, but I like Honda. Well, now guess what? They're all under one umbrella. So whichever one you don't buy, you're paying for them all. We're never going to really get rid of it or try to favor one more than the other. Sure, one will sell more cars than the other, I'm sure. But remember, they're all under one umbrella. So it's all the same. I just thought you guys would find that interesting. I also thought that you would find interesting Cook County. I believe this was in Chicago. Yes, Cook County, a new Cook County judge by the name of Caroline Glenning Goodman. She was reassigned on January 10th. After this is a judge, she was newly appointed to the position, and apparently she thought it was appropriate to send a text to another judge who she's friends with, depicting she came up with an AI. She went as far as going into the AI, depicting an ad for a toy ankle monitor that includes an AI-generated image of a black toddler wearing an ankle monitor. Okay, so apparently it got out, and we're not too happy about that. This is a new appointed judge, and we expect more. I think we definitely expect more from. This is someone that is supposed to cast judgment on any or every one of us at any given point. And I find it weird that she's making, I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest with you. It's racist, but I want you to be the judge of it. Tell me what you think. Look at the picture. Tell me. This is the judge, where my point is. And there's a little boy, African American, with a flat top with, parts in his hair, with an ankle monitor. Supposed to be a toy, and it's supposed to be my first ankle monitor. Let that sink in. This is a judge. And the thing was, the joke was about another attorney that was in her court. So she really wasn't speaking of a defendant. She was actually speaking of an African American attorney that appeared in her court. And this is what she thought of him. So she sends it over through a text, and yeah, not good. That's not good. So again, this is Cook County in Chicago, Judge Caroline Glennon Goodman. They just reassigned her at this point, doing an investigation. I don't know what would actually come out of it, but she no longer needs to be a judge. I mean, she's clearly proven that point. Clearly. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to move on to A Florida teen passes away after eating school dessert, a lawsuit claim. Okay? So her name is Kaylin Brown. Apparently, she was at a school function, and I guess desserts were there. They provided desserts, and she has a nut allergy. And I'm not familiar with the type of dessert, baklava. I've heard of it before, but I've never actually had it. And she was told that baklava was nut free, only to find out there were pistachio nuts or something in it. Well, apparently she passed away. She ate the cake, ate the dessert, and they said that they didn't even call emergency services for her immediately. They actually tried to give her Benadryl or something like that. When they knew that she had an allergy, this is in her records as a student at this school. And of course, everyone is supposed to know this. And she asked before she had the cake, was it nut free? So she's 14 years old and she passed away. And the father is suing the Duval County School Board for $50,000, alleging negligence and failure to provide proper care. Now, personally, for me, when I saw $50,000, I was like, what in the world is that? She's 14 years old. She's in school. What is 15,000? What's $50,000? My daughter's life definitely would mean more than a car. This is a team. Again, her name is Kaylin Brown. And we have to wait and see how much, what comes out of this. It's definitely negligence, but on whose part? Um, I don't know. I don't know. The lawsuit claims that the school knew of the allergy but failed to prevent or respond to the fatal reaction. I told you, they took a while to call emergency services when her throat started to close up. They actually went and someone went and got Benadryl for her instead of an epi shot or emergency services. So again, something that we definitely need to stay after. I'm definitely going to stay on point with this. Now, this story, speaking of allergy and reactions. Now, how many of us actually go on cruises where, we fly into Miami and we get on this cruise ship, take it to Bahamas, Jamaica, wherever. Okay, so this is a story. A cruise passenger was forced to pay $390 for Benadryl after her face swelled up on the ship from a reaction, some type of allergic reaction. Okay. Now, I don't know. When I go on vacation, believe me when I tell you, especially since we like to vacation abroad, a lot of things that we have and we're used to taking, they don't have, or when they do have it, is at an exorbitant amount. Like for instance, no shade. A bag of Lay's potato chips that we may now pay $2 for is $15 in Mexico and things like that. $15 for a bag of potato chips that we'll pay $2 for now. So when we go on vacation, my family go on vacation, I take everything from alcohol pads to Benadryl. Actually, we were in Jamaica some point last year, and we ran out of, or we forgot to pack suntan lotion. Now, we need sunscreen. Do you know that they in Jamaica, it was like $35 for a small bottle? It's just ridiculous. They state that these things are sent in because they're American made. So you have to pay this fee for them to get it over there and things like that. But nevertheless, let's go back to Royal Caribbean. Okay. So this woman states that a cruise passenger on vacation took a terrifying turn when a sudden allergic reaction left her face swollen. She received a medical bill for a single dose of Benadryl for $390. She said, this is a quote from her, "I've been on the boat for not even a full 24 hours. My face swole, and a cruise passenger complained after seeing her face, they sent her to the doctor on the ship, and they gave her Benadryl one, but she also received a bill for $390. So another passenger stated that she once fainted on a cruise ship, and they took her um, to wherever their medical situation is, and she said she fainted on a cruise and was taken to the infirmary. She received a bill for $600 for them taking her from wherever she fainted to the infirmary. I don't know. They didn't state that they gave her anything. She just fainted for whatever reason. Could have been the heat, could have been something she's eaten, who knows? But she received a bill for $600 on this cruise ship. So with this woman getting one Benadryl pill and they charged her $390, I think y'all need to be packing some emergency kits. And I promise you, I do. I promise you, especially with going out after pandemic, everything, masks and gloves and Lysol. I take my own Lysol, hand wipes, everything, because sure, these places may have what you need, but the exorbitant amount of money they're going to charge you for. But to be on a cruise ship, and I've taken cruises before. I remember needing motion sickness pills. They didn't even charge me for that. They gave it to me because that's what people do on ships. You get seasick, motion sickness. So they have them readily. And I remember them giving it to me and my family and whoever needed it, more than one. So I don't quite know what the story is and how they actually get away with this, but I'm going to show you the woman. This is the woman, the African American woman, who face swelled up for whatever reason and was given one Benadryl pill that cost her $390. Okay. Now you can see here, this is her, and she said that her eyes swelled up and ridiculous. $390. Well, I mean, guess what? When I was in the hospital last week, right? And I don't know what it was. It was a little joke I made with the nurse, but she offered. I had a headache. Like I said, I had a headache for quite a while there, and I asked her for something for the headache because what they were giving me, the Tylenol, wasn't working. So they decided to give me something else, and it worked. So the next day, I asked for it again. And she was like, "Well, I see that they gave you Tylenol and it didn't work." And I made a joke about, like, "Yeah, you probably charged about $200 or $300 for the one Tylenol," because I remember years ago having a breakdown of a medical bill. And honestly, I mean, it's a little exorbitant, but to pay at back then, it's a long time ago, $60 or $70 for Tylenol or something like that. And they don't allow you to bring stuff from the outside. So if you are already on you have something to control your cholesterol, you might be a diabetic, any of those things, and you bring your medicine to the hospital, they don't want you to really use it. They want to give you theirs so they can charge your insurance company. And I remember that. And this last time I went to the doctor, I, of course, have a list of what medications I've taken, but this was the first time they said, "Well, do you have it?" Because our pharmacy is low or whatever the situation was. And I told her that when I was in here previously for surgery and I had my medications with me, they wouldn't let me take them. I had to take theirs. So it's just weird. I think I don't know what to say about this. I know plenty of people that go on cruises. I just had a friend that just came up on a cruise last week, actually, and she stated that she would never travel or do another winter cruise again. It's just different places, different ports. The weather is so different at this time of the year, and I think leaving here going someplace and it's like 65 degrees, 70 degrees, not quite what you're looking for. You know what I mean? You want hotter. So I just wanted you guys to know about that. I wanted to let you guys know that I am feeling so much better. So now I'm going to start kicking out some more stories to you and some more things. And thank you guys for your support. Thank you for you guys that have checked on me and reached out. It's meant everything to me. And like I said, as of yesterday is the first time I started to actually feel like myself. But I have some updates, some good things that have come out of me having this flu for 2 weeks. But I'll say that. But I am feeling better. I think I'm hoping I'm looking better. Next don't swim. Okay. No, really. And your skin. For some reason, I don't know. I drink a lot of water, but I know when I went into the hospital and they started to give me liquids through my IV because I was dehydrating and I had a fever of 102 for like 2 days. Well, baby, I don't know, but as you see, it is busting. But nevertheless, I love you guys. I'm back. I want you guys to be intentional. I want you guys to be informed. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.